What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of After Hours Live with the Specific Chiropractic Centers. Listen, it's Wednesday night, so most importantly, we're going to be providing a ton of value to every single one of you. Tonight's topic, resiliency. Last week, we talked a lot about different things, and a lot of the different docs, me, Dr. Grant, Dr. Chris, brought up a lot of value to you regarding how to be able to deal with stuff that's coming into your life. Now, today, we're talking about resiliency. But before we get started, let's talk about this. If you are watching on YouTube, I say it every single time. If you're watching on YouTube, do me a huge favor, hit the like button on YouTube. Please hit that like button on YouTube. I'll say it one more time. Hit the like button on YouTube. It really, really helps the algorithm. Also, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at TSCC AR. Let's go ahead and get into it, my friends. Today's topic is resiliency. Last thing I want to mention, tonight, we're still giving away the iPad. We had one winner last week. We called their name, gave them 30 seconds. They didn't come on and claim that prize. And so the fact that they didn't claim that prize, what does that mean? That means the iPad is still out there. We have the iPad ready to give away to someone, but they just didn't win it. Let us know where you're coming from, too. I see a ton of awesome comments. Super grateful that every single one of you is here. Skylar, what's going on, my friend? Alex, what's going on? Again, please join our YouTube channel. Let's talk about resiliency. If you guys were here last week, you heard me talk about that I ruptured my Achilles tendon. I'm happy to say that this week I'm doing much better. And it's because of this thing and this topic of resiliency. When it happened on Monday, okay, when I ruptured my Achilles tendon on Monday, it was tough. Okay, I took all of Monday off, ended up rescheduling patients, but I was back in the clinic on Tuesday. Wednesday, even for the after hours and stuff like that, I was in a lot of pain. But I kept, hammering through it. And biggest thing I want to talk to you guys about resiliency is sometimes resiliency doesn't necessarily mean that you have to keep going full force into the thing. We see multiple different times and different options and different ways where rest is actually critical. And so there's an awesome book. Dr. Grant actually recommended it to me. However long I've known you for a while. I would say like 4 years ago, he recommended me this book called The Quantum Leap Theory. Okay. And when you look at this, it talks about the whole concept of the fly. And while the guy was writing his book, okay, he was writing this book, and on this book, or while he was writing the book, there was a fly that kept hitting it kept trying to leave the window, right? The fly, and we've all seen it, right? Where the flies try to, hit the window, fly keeps hitting the window. And what the fly didn't realize is that the door behind the fly was wide open, and that door led to outside. But literally, this fly kept running into the window, kept running into the window because it thought that it's going to be able to make it outside by doing that. And it literally did until the fly killed itself. And so he wrote about that in this book called Quantum Leap Theory at the beginning. The whole point is this. When you look at resiliency, we live in a culture where resiliency means wake up, hustle, grind, get to it, crush it, crush the day. We live in a very motivational culture today. And the biggest thing is motivation is one thing. Inspiration is another thing. When you look at motivation's like, hey, it's the first of the year. I feel really good. I'm going to start working out. It's the first of the year. I feel really good. I'm going to start, I'm going to run a 10K this year. The key here is this. Motivation is one thing. Inspiration is another thing. Inspiration is in spirit, right? So something moves within us to allow us to keep us and keep that fire lit. But in a culture right now where it's very, hustle, grind, it's cool to get like 2 hours of sleep nowadays. And that's just not the case. Resiliency doesn't always necessarily mean that you keep hammering through the thing. You keep hitting the window. Sometimes resiliency means being smart and just looking to see if the door is open behind you. And so I encourage every single one of you that's watching this, what is an area that I always love leading with the question, right? What is an area in your life that you are trying your hardest to do, and you're trying your hardest to see the fruit in, and you're not seeing fruit? Because the reality is it could be because you're trying too hard. This is what my wife and I just had a conversation about our daughter, our 4-month daughter, because she's having some sleep issues. And we talked to her, we know what we had talked about, and the consensus that we came to was this. And it's that maybe we're trying too hard. We're trying too hard to establish a bedtime routine with her. We're trying too hard to Get her to go to bed this time and keep this schedule. And so last night we were like, hey, you know what? Or it was 2 nights ago. Hey, let's clearly tired. Let's just get her up, right? Let's just get her up and just have her hang out with us. Hung out with us, didn't cry, didn't do any of that. My friends, as soon as we put our daughter down, when she was tired, she was like, started rubbing her eyes. We know she's tired. We rested her. We laid her down. Boom, she fell asleep. And we were trying so hard, right? We kept pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing into it because we think, just got to keep doing it, keep consistent, keep going, keep going, keep going. And the reality is all we needed to do was the complete opposite. Keep her up just for a little bit while longer, let her get tired, put her down, allow her to fall to sleep. That, my friends, is resiliency. To me, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, wake up and hammer through something and keep pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing. Sometimes you just have to look behind and see if that door is open, walk out, and then you're outside. We are giving away that iPad today. I really hope that blessed you guys. I really hope that you guys got a ton of value from that talk. One thing's for me, I'm always gonna. I told my patients all week, this week and last week, listen, doctors are humans too. Okay. I, believe it or not, have a life outside of the clinic, actively involved in the community, very obviously actively involved in my family. But doctors. All right. Sorry about that. We are back. Can you hear me, Grant? Okay, good. Listen, this is week 9 of After Hours? 10. Week 10? Week 10 of After Hours, my friends, there's still 42 weeks left. What is number 30 going to look like, right? What is number 30 going to look like? What's up, Alexis? I see you down there. So, that's my big challenge to you, my friends, is identify the areas in your life that you're trying so hard to press into and just try to do something unconventional, something that you maybe would not have thought of. And that's the biggest concept of the book, called The Quantum Leap. So make sure you download our app as well, the specific chiropractic centers. Like I said, doctors are humans too. Every single time I come on here, my goal is to not only just give you amazing tips and inspiration inside of your life, but I'm also looking to just be very upfront and tell you exactly what's going on in my life, right? Exactly what it is that I'm dealing with. I told you about my Achilles tendon rupture. Told you about, the sleep issues that we're having with our daughter, because people on here can relate, right? I know, especially people on here that have children, people on here can relate. So I really hope that you guys got a ton of value from it. If you want to get that iPad, let's go ahead and let's put some thumbs up in the chat if you're trying to win that iPad, because the thumbs up is for good luck. Okay, just keep putting thumbs up in that chat. Who knows? We may be drawing your name here at the end, my friends. God bless you. My name is Dr. Cameron Daniels with the Specific Chiropractic Centers, and I hope that every single one of you has a blessed Wednesday night. We have someone else up next. I'm pretty sure you guys know who it is. You guys kind of know how the sequence is going, but we'll see you next week, my friend. God bless you.
Hey, yo, friends. As we're back, I know we had a little bit of that lag time. We actually had to figure out our microphone situation. It's switched. I mean, like Cam said, we're docs trying to figure out how to do a live show to be able to help provide value from people at the comfort of their couch. But if you don't know who I am, Dr. Chris Brown with the Specific Docs. We have an absolute blast of a time every single day that we come in here. Cam literally said it earlier today. He's like, I never have a bad day in the clinic. Doesn't matter what happens, what's going on, never have a bad day. And that is part due to maybe the consistency, the resiliency, and the culture of this group, and the resiliency for you guys to keep on showing up, even though there's only going to be one iPad winner. And that person has to actually be here in person on the show in order to claim their prize. So the person's not there. Guess what? It's going to roll over to next week. You got to be here to win. That's the name of the game. That's the perks. Since we're going in on resiliency, what I was doing, Dr. Cam was talking, I actually looked up the definition of resiliency. And so I wanted you guys to hear this definition of resiliency, which is the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties, aka toughness. So what resiliency actually is when you are in the middle of, and you see this is moving on its own somehow. I don't know if you guys saw the hand that moved, but yeah, there's a lot of names in here. A lot of names in here. Yeah, it sounds like a good, nice little sound right there, huh? But resiliency is when you're in the thick of the tough scenario and the things that you're doing aren't necessarily getting you out of it right in this moment. Therefore, you are having to develop your that toughness, that discipline, that consistency that's going to then result in resiliency. The benefits of resiliency really come from when we do it intentionally to ourselves to build that up, because no matter what, there's going to be external things out of our control that occur day in, day out that are going to try and stress us out, going to try and put us in a panic attack or make us be angry and irritable and change our mood and impact us in some way. But if we're able to withstand those stressors, that is evidence of resiliency. And the way that we can create resiliency is through multiple things, putting ourselves, our bodies, and our minds through tough tasks and making ourselves consciously endure it, even though everything in our body is saying, no, 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 get me out of this situation. So what is a great example that you guys might think of to develop resiliency? I'm sure everyone's probably thinking it. Cold water. Cold water sucks. It screams to your body, makes your body scream to you, get me out of this. I don't like this situation. I don't like this. This is cold. This is uncomfortable. This is a threat. Get me out. But if you consciously override that, you consciously stay in the chilliness, then you'll actually start to develop the resiliency in your matter and in your brain too. Your brain, your nervous system, you'll become more resilient. You'll have a higher threshold, a higher capacity to withstand stress, which will allow you to stay consistent even on the days when you don't want to be. So for example, let's say that your one of your New Year's goals was, I'm going to go to the gym X amount of days per week. Say when it comes to Wednesday morning, the alarm goes off and you're all like, I want to rest. I need sleep. Now, there is a difference between digging deep and forcing yourself, like what Cam was talking about, the whole grind and everything. But if you are able to flex the consistency muscle, being like, no, I'm still going to get some kind of movement in, you will inherently, second naturally, tap the resiliency muscle and just poke it. Be like, hey, let's work you a little bit here. Let's work you. And the longer that we stick with that goal, we'll get through the periods where the days it's tough to execute the goal. That's really where resiliency comes into. It's your ability to withstand tough situations, tough environments, and your ability to develop that toughness. Another one can be fasting. Fasting is really tough, especially doing prolonged ones. Feeling hungry is not something we like. It's not something that we are comfortable with. And for the most part, we have access to food right around the corner. So if we're all like, hey, what's up, Ashley? She said, hey, team, what's going on? So if I got food right around the corner, why on earth would I do an intentional fast? And really, I have exposure to this thing that can result in cheap dopamine. But if I eliminate that out of my lifestyle for maybe a day or maybe a couple days, however long, it's right there, like it's a tease. It's saying, hey, are you willing to consciously stay in this tough thing that you are putting yourself through because you know that's going to make you stronger and more resilient? Or are you going to cave in? Are you going to cave in to eating this food? Are you going to cave into to snoozing the alarm and not getting the workout in? Are you going to cave into not showing up to work? Are you going to cave into not doing all the things that it is they need to do on a day-to-day basis to support the people around you to the best of your capabilities? Are you going to cave in and just say, you know what, I'm good? Or are you going to say, you know what, no, I am going to be able to do this. And that will inherently flex your discipline muscle, your resiliency muscle. But with that, regardless of whatever you are doing to apply resiliency into your life, you have two choices. You have one choice to do it on hard mode. You have one choice to do it on easy mode. Regardless, you're going to have to do the thing. Regardless, the thing is going to come up. But you can consciously say, hey, like, no matter what, I'm going to have to get up early, go to the gym, and get to the clinic at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and see people till 5 or 6, and do that 5 days a week for 52 straight weeks, and be able to handle it completely well to the point where you are consistently showing up for the people that walk into your office, and they can't tell no matter what it is that you might have going on external to your life because you show up as the same person every single day. And you can ask all the guys in here that if there's someone on our schedule, we'll absolutely show up to the best of our capabilities for that person. And we will do what is necessary in order for that person to receive the quality care that they deserve. Doesn't matter what we have going on. Doesn't matter the lack of sleep that we have. Doesn't matter if we didn't get our workout in or if we didn't eat well. We will find a way to show up and provide that person the kind of care that they've been waiting for their whole lives to receive. Though in order for us to do that, we have to put ourselves into storms and put ourselves through stressful situations to develop our resiliency so that way we can show up consistently for you. So resiliency leads to consistency, and also by showing up consistently, even on days where you don't need to, when you are staying and tolerating and working through the storms, the stormy ocean, where you're just managing the ship and the waters are rough and tumbling and tossing you around. All you got to do is just trust that someday the sun will come out and the waters will get calm. But until then, sticking with consistency, sticking with putting yourself through stressful situations consciously will inherently develop the unconscious resiliency that allows you to withstand the external stressors that will 100%, no doubt about it, come into your life day in and day out. And resiliency is a really big piece in life. You want to make yourself more resilient, put yourself through tough situations, and you'll be able to handle a lot harder things in life. Dr. Chris found the specific chiropractic centers. We are giving away an iPad in about 10, 13 minutes or so. We got one more doc on the stage. You know who's got to be. You know who's about to drop some nugget bombs on some resiliency. Until then, friends, I'm super excited. See you guys next week. Once again, Dr. Chris, the Resiliency Nugget Bomb.
All righty, let's round this thing out on this beautiful Wednesday. Somebody's gonna win. Somebody in this it's Dr. Ashley Cup. One of you guys and gals' names is in this, and somebody's taking home that iPad. feel really bad for Mrs. Was it Hernandez? I think last week her name was drawn. She was not present. She did everything right. She just wasn't here to take her winnings. Super good to see all of you guys, as always, here on this Wednesday evenings. Don't forget, we do these every single Wednesday night at 6:30. We've been doing them since January 1st, and we're going to do them all the way to December 31st. The entire year, every single Wednesday, we're committed to doing that. I don't even know anything about us. If we're committed to something, it's getting done. Mark that down. So even if we're just giving away an iPad, or we're giving away a gift card, or we're giving away some sort of, massage, or it'll always be health related and always be health focused, because as you know, that's our jam here. So join us every Wednesday, but especially this Wednesday, because we're going to give away something. But before we do that, I wanted to drop some gold on you guys when we talk about adaptability and we talk about resiliency. Resiliency and adaptability is something that very few people in health talk about. Most doctors you talk to across the planet and medical doctors, the very last term they're ever going to use is the term resiliency or adaptability. But inherently, they know it's what occurs. It's just not often used, and it's not often used as an objective indicator. And what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is a really, really good way to look at your body as an engine. You have to understand the most beautiful engine, the most beautiful physician, the most beautiful concoction of chemical reactions and cells on the planet is your body. The things that happen in your body every single day, unbeknownst to you, is incredible if you really break it down and think about it. Digestion, breathing, enzymes, hormones, healing and repair. I mean, the list goes on of things that are happening inside of your body without you ever being aware of. The reason for that is because it's under a state of resiliency and adaptability, and a term that's called homeostasis all the time. In other words, your body is all the time considering and looking at and using as a priority what does it need in order to thrive? What does it need in order to get stronger? What does it need in order to begin to get stronger over and over and over, as time progresses? What I want to talk about today is the in-body analysis. I just recently got this done here lately. I'm a part of a group. We work out in the mornings. It's called School of Man. And one of the things we put an emphasis on is the in-body analysis. And basically just put it out there as accountability. Like, everyone needs to get one of these done. And if you never got one of these done, you can get this done with our guys over there at 5-Star Nutrition. Go in there and tell them that we sent you. They'll know exactly who you are and why you're there. Just tell them you want to get an in-body analysis done. And the best part about it is it's totally free. What this in-body analysis will do for you is it breaks down your body composition analysis. It breaks down your muscle and fat analysis. It has an obesity analysis, and it has a segmental lean analysis. There's a couple of really big things on here that you want to be aware of what yours is. And it's important because if you don't objectively kind of know a couple of things when it comes to what your unique body needs and what your unique body is capable of, it's really, really hard to hit certain goals you're trying to hit as it relates to health. And it oftentimes will lead to frustration because you feel like you're doing all the right things, and you potentially could be. The problem is you're not addressing it from a dietary perspective to your unique body analysis. So one of the things that I love about this is it, of course, takes into account your skeletal muscle mass. It takes into account your body fat mass, and it gives you your body fat percentage. It also gives you your basal metabolic rate. And we've alluded to this multiple times on this show over the last couple of weeks or so, is looking at your basal metabolic rate. What your basal metabolic rate is the amount of kilocalories your body consumes with you just being in existence. In other words, if you were just sitting on a couch doing nothing all day for the entire day, your basal metabolic rate is what your body will have burned by it just maintaining homeostasis, resiliency, and adaptation as it relates to you just being alive, your heart beating, your brain functioning, sending nerve signals down your body, your enzymes, all of your reactions, that sort of stuff. The amount of kilocalories it takes is your basal metabolic rate. So for me, mine's 1709. That's what my unique basal metabolic rate is. Yours is going to be totally different. And everybody is going to have one that's unique to them, even if it's just by 1 kilocalorie. It's going to be unique to you. You need to know what that is, because then from there, what you can begin to break down is what all you need to be eating relative to carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, dependent on what it is you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to build lean muscle? There we go. So, anyways, one of the things, so it's unique to you. The amount of carbohydrates you're going to consume in grams, protein, the amount of fats, all that should be unique to you, but it's going to be unique to your metabolic rate and what your goal is. So if one of those out there, like, look, my whole goal is to just lose weight, your in-body analysis and the amount of food you're eating and what kind of food you eat is going to be unique to you. here's the other thing I'm here to tell you. A lot of people think, and this is one of the things I'm struggling with here recently, is one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gain skeletal muscle mass and get my body fat percentage down around the 10% range. In order to do that, the amount of food I have to eat after looking at these macros and these grams and the amount of food I have to actually intake, it is crazy. I'm like half the way there and it's 6 o'clock and I'm like stuffed. It's because it was for the longest, I always thought you just eat less, eat more, proteins and things like that. And protein's critical, but you got to eat a lot of protein. You got to get some carbs and you got to eat a low fat diet. But that's just unique to what my unique goals are. But here's my ploy to you then tonight is to get one of these in-body analysis. We can help you. So you were to shoot Skylab is asking what is skeletal muscle mass. Skeletal muscle mass is just basically the pounds of how much pounds in your body is purely from skeletal muscle. So as muscles get bigger, they have more mass. And it's a well-known thing that muscle weighs more than fat. So that's one of the things too. If you're trying to lose weight and you're doing heavy lifting, it's going to be really hard to do that because you're going to build muscle mass. It's actually going to increase your weight probably instead of decrease it, unless you're eating the right things and you're getting plenty of cardio. And the list goes on here. But if that's something you're uniquely interested in, you want to know what your in-body analysis is, go get it done for free. If you'd like us to take a look at it for you and give you some recommendations on how to interpret that, how to understand that, we'd certainly love to do that for you as well. All 3 of our docs here in the office are equipped and relevant with this and know exactly what's going on with it. Best part about it is it's totally free. It has a ton of really valuable health information on it for you. The other thing I like really about it is it looks at one of my favorite things is you can track this over time. So once you get one set, you can go back 2 weeks later and get it again. You can go back 4 weeks later and get it again. You can track and see progress. And if you're anything like me, the only way I stick with anything and I'm resilient when it comes to long-standing doing anything, I have to be able to see objective results of it. That's why we run scans. That's why we shoot x-rays. That's why we do a lot of things we do in our office, because you want to see progress. You want to see objective improvement. You want to see objectively, it'd be like doing a weight loss program without a scale. Oh, you just look like you've lost weight. No. If I'm eating or not eating and I'm on the strenuous workout program, I want to know on the scale how much weight I've lost. If you're anything like me, this is a great way to do that outside of just looking at weight on a scale. It's a really, really good way to look at also your function. It's a really good way to look at a segmental lean analysis, and the list goes on of things this thing provides. Super, super good. So if that's something you're interested in, like I said, go down to 5-Star Nutrition and get that thing done. Let's do the giveaway. Anybody got any questions relative to that while we wait on a few people to hop on here before we do this giveaway? All the names are in here. So if you tag 3 people on our Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, download the app, and you are here present, and we draw your name, you're going to win an iPad. And if not, we're going to roll it over to next week. So that's what we do. We're going to honor that commitment. You guys ready? Are you ready? All right. So here's what we're going to do. No, we don't have the resident producer here to what do y'all hand me my phone real quick so we can just do the 1-minute timer on my phone?
Well, I was going to split up on here. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. So we're going to bring in our
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
What's that?
You're doing 30 seconds.
Doing a minute. We're doing a minute. We're doing a minute. We're going to give him a minute. We gave him a minute last time. It's only fair we give him a minute this time. All right. Is everybody ready? Somebody's got to post. We did this last time. Somebody post, I'm ready. I'm ready to win it. I am ready to win it down in the comments. Yeah, just say, I'm here, and I am ready to win this thing. And if it's Melanie Albert, Melanie, we're going to Vegas because Melanie Albert's taking home some serious trophies. She has taken home some serious hardware on these on our show here. Yeah, there she is. There she is. She said, I'm ready to win, ready to roll. Everybody's ready. All right, let's do this. Let's just pick one here. I'm just going to grab one. This one right here feels like the winner. Okay, here it is. This is the lucky winner. What do we got here? Tammy Downham. Oh, I think I saw Tammy Downham on here earlier. Tammy Downham. Tammy Downham. Oh, here, somebody put that to the camera. Tammy Downham, the clock starts. Is she here? Tammy, are you here? Post up in the comments.
You got 40 seconds.
Yeah, she got. Yeah, I don't put it up a little closer. I don't think the folks at home see. Oh, she's here. There she is. There she is. There it is. Tammy Downham. Tammy Downham is taking home the iPad, and on here it actually says Tammy Sporrell Downham. I'm guessing that's your middle name, Tammy. Congratulations, Tammy is taking home the hardware tonight. Tammy, congratulations. You're going to take that thing home. We got a winner. But here's the thing, folks. Everybody's a winner because you guys got a bunch of valuable content. And here's the other thing. We will be back next Wednesday, and I can promise you this. 2 things I can promise you. We will be here next Wednesday, and we will definitely be also giving something else away. We've given away everything from an Arthur's gift card to massages to Everbowl gift cards to, a lot of stuff. Lululemon, Local Lime. We've given away a lot of stuff. So congrats, Tammy. I hope all of you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. Until next Wednesday, as always, it is our vision to make Arkansas the happiest, healthiest place in existence. Hopefully, we're just chipping away at that every single Wednesday. If you'd like to go get an in-body analysis, up your resiliency game, get some more empowerment when it comes to living abundantly and grateful and content. I know Tammy's going to be. She just got a free iPad. But, hey, good for you, Tammy. Until next Wednesday, we will see you guys then. Adios. We love you guys.